This is a thatched cottage in the Antrim hills. Quite dramatic actually in this particular part. It's part of what's known as the secret village. And what I've done, I've just put a wash on the background here of sienna with a bit of cadmium red, just to give that sort of bit of a glow. And the plan is basically that when I start on these mountains, I leave areas and they will come through, okay? That's the plan. So I'm going to use ultramarine blue, which I'm mixing now, ultramarine blue, and I'm going to mix a bit of cadmium red. But I want it more bluish than reddish. And now we'll see how we get on. Now you've got to use plenty of water. The more water you put on, the longer you have and you can blend more. So you've got to overcome that fear of water. I say that all the time. And
are we doing watercolours?
No, you're just watching me today, and then we'll have a coffee. You're just watching this demo, we'll have a coffee, and then we'll do acrylic. And so I've got plenty of water here, and see how we get on. So I'm going to keep to this this side because I want the light coming in here and on this cottage here. So it's quite a dramatic sort of crag here now. But can you see I'm leaving areas of what I put on as a wash? Can you see that? Mm-hmm. And that was the beauty of putting that wash on first. And then we can get that in there. And we're going to have something similar up here. And again, I want to leave like this, the light catching that side of that rock. Can you see that? This is the beauty of watercolour. So plenty of water. And it's a bit like with the gospel really, where, it's not what we can do to put ourselves right with God in any shape or form, or we can be. The wonderful thing of the gospel, it's what God has done in and through the Lord Jesus Christ, and it's just abandoning ourselves to that and accepting that, and that's so liberating. And that's what watercolour is like really. It's using this water and letting the water merge and use it really then to, let's see, I want to get a green in here, coming down through here. So I'm going to let that merge with that. And what I'll need to do now in a bit, the light's going to catch the top of this thatched cottage here. So, and I want to get other colours in here. So I'm mixing very quickly. And I might put a little bit of light red in with this. So, where you've got the bracken, Now I've got to put dark on here for the actual cottage, the roof to stand out. So I'm putting all these colours in here. And then when it starts to dry off, then I'll come over with the rigger, which I think we might do now actually. And let's just try all that and see what we got. Yeah, going to the house is often asking, where's the hairdryer? And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix a stronger, same colour I've got there, but it's going to be stronger, which means I've got less water, that's all it means. And we're going to work at this again here now. So looking for more or less crags really. So it's looking more 3D now. Can you see what's happening? And we'll come over on this side as well. But I'm always mindful that the light is coming from here. So and then I'm looking for different areas. You don't want it all the same, you want it varied. And I can get some clean water and merge that in softly, see? So I haven't got such a hard edge. Can you see what's happening? So water's your friend, it's, you know, and you put it to use. There we go. And then we'll come down this side. So I'm keeping to this part of the paper and the painting first before I come down to the detail there, because that's where you really want the eye to go. That's your focal point, so you don't want anything that's going to compete with that. So I'm using the same colours, and let's have a look here now. Again, I've got to think of the light coming up there now. If you notice, it's a little bit stronger than that, because I've got more red in it. See, and so what I'm looking for here is the light coming through there. Can you see? So if I just merge this in a little bit with some clean water, so I've got a hard edge, but I've also got a soft edge. See? So let's keep this again up on here. It's a very quick way of painting, very fast. Once you get used to the techniques, it's like learning to drive, isn't it? It's sort of information overload at first. You're trying to work it all out, you know, and there's so much to sort of take in, isn't it? Mandy Kelly, my instructor, he liked the whiskey a bit, and he was half cut most of the times, I think, when he was taking it out. So, but you do want that sort of freedom that, you know, yeah. When our Ruth was learning to drive, she had quite a character teaching her, you know. And he said, look at him now. You can't swear, leave it to me. He's like that, a little bit like that. Yeah, there we go. Can you see how that is just coming there now? So I'll get some crags in here, and what I'm going to do, look, I keep to that hard edge and then wash it away, look. See that? Cool, isn't it? And we'll put something here, and then we can come over later with stones. You know, you'll get the crags, but you can do that with gouache. And I can use my finger as well and merge it in. Now, I want this bit more varied to what is there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to scumble. And I put it on its heel, and it gives the effect of texture without having to mess around too much. No, but can you see how that is starting to come now? So it's cadmium red. I'm using the same colour all the time. Cadmium red and ultramarine. I usually use light red, but it's such a pretty sort of view, this, isn't it? And I'll go for brighter colours. Now, I've got a tree that's going to stand out here, so I don't want to come too dark here, or it won't register, so I leave a light area for the tree to stand out. I want it light because the shadow of the cottage is going to be here. So what we'll do, before we come back and get all the stones in and what have you, let's work at the cottage. And let me have a look now. As I've said last week, the Chinese brush is great. So it's, you know, they're inexpensive, holds a lot of water, goes to a fine point. Now this is a thatched roof, okay? So what we want, we want a lot of different colours in this thatched roof now. Let's get some sienna to start with, where it's lighter. And then we'll go for cadmium red again, what we've got up here basically. But you see what I've done now, it's not so much on the blue, it's more on the reddish side. And then we let that mix with that. And again, this is just the wash that you're putting on. We'll come back over all of this. And I might put more of the blue in with it. But because it's mixing with the red, it's going purple, is it? So you want this sort of variation. Now it will dry a lot later, so you've got to bear that in mind. It's going to dry a lot later. And we want that darker here. So let's have a look. And the thatch comes over here. Now it'd be lovely to do it white and really stand out, but I can't wait, let's do it white. That's the thing, it's only a painting, it's not white, but you haven't got to keep slavishly towards there. So what I'm going to do, this is a nice trick. Drop the sienna in there first, so when we put the blue in, it'll mix with all that, see? Yeah, cool. And you've got a porch here. And there. And it'll cast a shadow that way, see? So the light is catching that corner. And then we need to, for the porch to stand out by here, I need to put a little bit of blue in there for it to stand out. And then we'll get this underneath for the shadow. Okay? Yeah, it's coming right now, isn't it? That's about it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back onto these crags. So this time now, I'm going to use light red with the blue. And I've got to be careful now doing this. I don't want to be doing it everywhere. It's just little touches here and there. Only a little bit, not much, very light touch. And then I can do this to push it back a little bit more. Are you with me? Let's have a look here. It's something similar. Again, I'm working on this light. See, this is light here and this is dark. So it's a registering lens. See, that's what you're aiming for. So again, you just want to do this here and there, not everywhere. It's not going to look right. So it's just giving that sense of a bit of detail, that's all, nothing much. Just I'm watering quite quickly now on this, so. Okay. Let's keep to that now. Well, we need to get them back here a bit. Okay, let's get this tree in, eh? Bring a chair round if it's hard for you standing. You're okay. There we are, that's better, isn't it?
Can't see now.
Good. Well, you had your hip hop, didn't you? So, now, what we'll do now, you've got to make a tree interesting like this. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this branch sort of trunk coming that way, like, see that? Now, if we get the darker colour on this side, we're doing more light red of it. That's better. And that will merge in with all that paint, see? Keep the darks underneath, because the light will catch the top of these. There we go. Okay. And now we need something against this light. So why don't we just put another bush here? Always working dark against light. And so we'll come in here now. And that will zing, you know, that will just stand out and sing. There we go. And what we'll do is take him over the top here. There we go. Right, we can come back to the cottage now, so let's have a look. Let's get... and when you do a window, you don't want the bottom like square, that it's uniform. You want the eye to do a bit of work and join up all that, see? Okay. And then we... come on, let's have a really bright colour on this door, shall we? Right. Look at that. Wow. It doesn't look anything like this, right? But there we are. It's a painting, see, that's the thing. How about that then? Now then, let's get shadow in there. You're all ever so quiet.
Your concentration on little brains are going.
Normally when we're with the grandchildren, it's like this, you think, something's wrong.
Yeah.
They're just too quiet, you know.
Yeah. We've just got past that stage.
Slightly.
Oh, there are some people I know, if they're too quiet, they're up to something. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Now, so you can get, there's the effect with the thatch up here. What we can do is this now, we can, watch it all in on that. You don't want this everywhere. You just want it just here and there. You know, just, the eye will join it all up when people look at it. It's just, okay. Now I did have gouache somewhere, which is here. So now then, chimney, it's always, if you want to know the direction of light, always good to look at the chimneys. And it'll be to my right, isn't it? Now I could do with, I think, dropping a bit stronger blue in here on that end. There we go. You sure? Right, okay, now then. What we got to do now, let's get the Chinese brush. And, see how it's running into there, but never panic about that. Never panic. You always, you know, when I worked in the colliery, I worked in the screens for about a month. They moved you around a bit, and you got this massive machinery. Oh my, it's a bit like a block of flats, really, you know, and massive machinery. And the head engineer, Trad he was called, which is Welsh for feet, isn't it? So why they called him that, I don't know. But he was a cooler, and he said to me, Andrew, if everything's on stop and they're not calling on the face and the managers are on the phone, don't panic, make yourself a cup of tea. And he said, if it isn't coming, don't worry, have another cup of tea. That's how he was. He was unflappable, you know. Now then, you can see how that's sort of coming now, but we need, I should really dry this off, and perhaps I will, I don't know. Yeah, I should dry it off, shouldn't I? To get the shadow in here of the cottage. Okay, and then we'll get a shadow in here. A trick always is, you could have a tree out of shot, you see, that's casting a shadow on the grass. And so that's what we got here. And we'll put some stuff in here. Let's get the head dryer on that, see where we are. Sorry. I was in a charity shop last week for £5.50. Could have said, what do you want another bag for? I said, for Ireland. Give me my water set when we go to Ireland. There we go. Enough to do my fine rigours. Right. Let's have a look. Now I'm coming over the edges here now. Still as simple as that. Doing it. So. So this is a bit of nonsense now, but it just adds to the picture, you know. And let's put a bush. We're going to put a bush here against this, and it'll make it stand out more. Okay. Bush for there as well. We could do with something here, really, so that it's not that. So I've got a more interest going on here now, see, around the cottage. Now I'm going to use this on its side, okay, just to get those tufts of grass. And what I can do, I can wash it in if I want, okay? And I can do something similar down here. And then right here, where you've got the shadow of the cottage. Okay, now let's get this up in here. We're almost done now, not much more to do. Just mess around now. And so let's get the gouache out and see where we are. We'll put some stronger pillars with the porch. See, gouache is wonderful. It can go light on top of dark. You can tint it. It is, yeah, wonderful. And let's have a look now what we need. Yeah, let me just show you something. I'm going to mix a blue with the gouache, and we'll get a different blue here then. See that? Something a bit stronger. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put white with this red. I've got to keep away from that pillar. And there's the dome. Okay. And then we're going to have a pathway through here somewhere. What we could do as well, look, why not, isn't it? Come on, it's dry enough. It's a good drying day.
Washing on the line.
Okay. You're going to tell me I've hung them up wrong now.
There's no pegs in
Okay. And I think that will more or less do it, I think. Just get this up. Get some darks in there. I think that could do with being slightly darker here. Sometimes you need to go away, have a coffee and come back to have a clean eye on a painting to judge it right. And we'll get some shadow in there. And under there. That could do with being. There we go. Let's try a mount on it. There's a mount by you, Dave. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's a cottage up in the Antrim hills, and I'd probably get some more lights on here, catching, we could do that, you know, it's on a mount, you can see more. Get the light catching the top here. The light is coming through. You only want to do a little bit here and there, not much. And with where these crags are, a little bit up in here. And there we go, voila.
Well,
Okay. Job done. Okay.